This is quite incredible. If you wanted a better example of how hopelessly woke the legacy media in Canada is, you couldn't find a better example than this. I'm not sure if you're all aware, there was a terrorist attack on Edmonton City Hall on Tuesday, and pretty much none of the media had covered it. Frankly, I didn't even know about it because the coverage was so bad. There was a man who walked into Edmonton City Hall for explicitly terrorist motivated reasons, pro-Hamas, anti-Israel motivated reasons, and the media is acting like, well, there was gunfire at the city hall. Well, someone had accidentally discharged a gun and all this stuff. Like they didn't quite say it that way, but they're doing all this like, whoa, what motivated this man? Like this is the Globe and Mail, the Global News, and Edmonton Journal. I went through all of their articles. I did, the shift F, the search for whatever keywords I wanted. Not one of them, only one of them used the word Gaza, and they used it in a vague way that he had said something about Gaza. Not one of them had used the term intifada. Not one of them had used the word terrorist in regards to him. None of them did it. None of them did it because they're so hopelessly woke, because this is an Islamist terrorist. They got very uncomfortable. They didn't want to say anything because if they say something, maybe someone's going to say they're racist because it was a Muslim man who shot it up because he was doing it in solidarity with Hamas's fight against Israel defending itself. It's insane that this is the sorts of thing we have. Like, this is a photo of him posing with the gun that he ended up shooting up the Edmonton City Hall with. He was a security guard. I'm not sure if he was specifically at City Hall, but he was a security guard, went in, started firing at firing into the building, threw some Molotov cocktails around an elevator. So obviously un-Islamist. And there were some people out there, especially from the National Council of Canadian Muslims, NCCM. It might as well stand for the National Canadian Clown Mission. These people actively tried to label this man. I believe his name, I want to find his name here quickly. His name is Bazani Sarvar. They tried to label him an alt-right terrorist. That is how silly these people are. These people have just nothing. These people have like nothing to stand on when it comes to any of the in terms of morality, in terms of facts, in terms of just rational thought. These people would subject us to more terrorist attacks to not call it a terrorist attack. So yeah, literally, I want to take a photo of this and show you. The NCCM, or I'm not going to screenshot it. That's just going to take more time. They said, while more investigations needs to occur based on an alleged video manifesto, the attacker appears to have provided a plethora of reasons for his attack, but does seem to have been primarily motivated by an alt-right agenda involving concerns about municipal taxes, inflation, the cost of living, and the hatred for multiculturalism, what experts are calling salad bar extremism, motivated by mental health concerns. That is complete nonsense. NCCM should never be trusted to report anything properly. It's an advocacy organization, and their advocacy goes towards playing down basically playing down Islamism, and then going after the slightest hint that there might have been an Islamophobic incident. And sometimes they're correct about incidents, 100%. No organization could ever be always wrong, but they should never be trusted by Canadian politicians. This is the video manifesto of the guy. It's just a few seconds of it. Can anyone tell me that this is not going to be somewhat Islamist motivated, somewhat terrorist motivated? It's from Kirk Lubimov. I'm so sorry for saying your name wrong, Kirk. Everyone should go follow him on Twitter. He has a really good account. He says, probably the most disturbing part of the Edmonton City Hall shooter, but Bazani Sarvar. Salam alaikum, brothers and sisters. In Salah, I will succeed with my mission. If I don't succeed, I know someone else will succeed for me. Is he talking about global intifada? Sure sounds like a threat. What does he mean?
Salam alaikum, brothers and sisters. Inshallah, I'll succeed with my mission. If I don't succeed, I know somewhere else will succeed for me.
And he specifically also refers to the genocide in Gaza and basically was motivating his attack. Yes, he named some other things he was having gripes with, but obviously, based on the guy's character, based on the way the guy carries himself, and the fact that he's bringing up an international issue, probably shows that he is going to be some form of an Islamist radical. The thing is that in Canada, we do not do a good enough job doing counterterrorism. There is a reason that we are the number one capital in the world in terms of Western countries for money laundering. It's because our officials do not care. The thing is, if someone is ever accused of being an Islamist, people ever provide evidence that someone is a radical, the government does not want to touch it unless it's some sort of like alt-right white extremist. And obviously those people are dangerous and bad too. But the problem is that we don't treat them equally. The thing is, we have a woke ideology. We use the sort of hierarchy of oppressions in order to determine whether or not we actually take a terrorist incident seriously. And this one got taken so unseriously by the media, they won't even say terrorist. They will not even, most of them will not even mention the fact that he mentioned Gaza. Most of them will not even mention the fact that he talks about intifada and whatnot. The guy is clearly a nutcase extremist radical, and they will not actually touch on it. They're pretending it's suddenly all mental health. I guarantee they're going to pivot and say this is about guns and we need to disarm law-abiding gun owners. Ugh, sorry, annoys me to no end. Anyways, I, Wyatt Claypool, am also running for the Calgary Signal Hill Conservative Party nomination. I mention it in every video, and I know a bunch of you do live in Calgary Signal Hill. Make sure you check which riding you live in. Buy a membership, vote for me. We want real conservatives representing conservative ridings. This is what the riding looks like. If you live in Greenbrier or Bowness, I believe that section of the riding is being cut out because of boundary changes since Alberta's getting a few more ridings. There's a bunch of people running in this riding. Most of them are like O'Toole's type red Tories. They do not live in the riding. They were pro-lockdown. All this kind of nonsense. Even one lady was in charge of policy at Facebook and was basically very instrumental into banning misinformation on Canadian Facebook about COVID. Nonsense, or misinformation, not real misinformation. The idea that you'd get kicked off, like our page was suspended a couple of times or red flagged because we said that, hey, maybe the virus came from this Chinese virology lab in Wuhan. We got kicked off by Rachel Curran, yet she is going to try and run in my riding, despite the fact that on Facebook she lists herself as living in Ottawa. Whatever. Crazy time here in Signal Hill. Anyways, check out my website, wyattclaypool.com, in the description. Also, I have a legal fundraiser for the legal fund. Myself and the National Telegraph are fighting back against a billionaire suing us for complete nonsense for reporting on his donations he was making to Aaron O'Toole's 2020 leadership campaign and mentioning some of the reporting about him being very CCP linked in terms of the Chinese Communist Party. If you can give any money to that, it really takes the burden to pay off this lawsuit for us. We're winning it, but it has cost us over $25,000. Anyways, other than that, I've rambled enough. Have a great day, everyone. I'll be back soon with another video.